Hi everyone, and welcome to another Get Creative with Suffolk Public Library. This is the month of December of 2024. Can you believe that the year is almost over? We're going to be doing it can be quick. The version that we're doing is quick. We're going to be doing some wire wrapped pendants. So they're nice and lovely, either a gift for yourself or a gift for someone else, or just a way to have some fun with people in your life as you guys are spending time together in the holiday season. So this is the version that we're going to be doing. It is very inspired by, it's a blog called Moms and Crafters, and they gave me like some of the instructions. So I recommend that you check it out, especially if you prefer written instructions for what you're doing. But we'll go through the steps together, and there's a lot of flexibility you can do. But essentially, if you sign up for the kit with Suffolk Public Library, you'll get some wire, some of these beads, and one pair of pliers. So that'll be enough to get you started, and then you're welcome to kind of go on beyond that. So just as we get started here, we're going to be using just a length of 22 gauge wire. Wire is measured in gauges, and the number goes down as the wire gets thicker. As you can see, this one is a little bit thicker. This is 18. We won't actually be using this today, but if you are looking to do a little bit bigger project or something that needs a little bit more structure, going down is probably going to be better for you. This is our 22 gauge. You can also use a 24 gauge if you want something really, really thin and very flexible. But keep in mind, as they're really small and thin, easy to work with, they're also easier to misform as you're using them. They'll get, a little bit more misshapen. So keep that in mind as you're planning future projects. But we're going to be working with just the 22 gauge today, just to keep it nice and simple. Our first step is going to be making the loop here for our pendant. So we're just going to go quite near the end and make a loop with our pliers. And then you can take the end piece and rotate it around. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because it'll get covered up a little bit later. But just so that it's not poking you. And I cut these with just snips or wire cutters, but with something this thin, you can probably get away with just a heavy-duty pair of scissors. So now I'm going to gather my beads. I'm going to do this with a bunch of these little tiny colorful ones. I think they're really nice. But if you want to go with, this will work with any size bead, and you can do a larger one, something like this, and you might do fewer of these if you're doing a larger bead. But we're doing some of these little teenies. So we'll add on a few of them, and so your second step after you've made your little loop is just stringing on as many beads as you want. And I'm just going to kind of go after it. Get some nice fun colors in there. And there's the full one, isn't there? So when I did this one, obviously we only used 6 little beads. 6 is a good place to start. Essentially, we're going to be making a big loop with this, and we want enough room left on our wire to still wrap around our loop, wrap around our beads. So I would caution you against, loading this all the way full. You're going to only fill to a third of the way, or maybe up to a half, but then it doesn't leave you a whole lot of room for wrapping. So once you've got it like this, you're going to make a circle. And in my case, because I have a bunch of little ones, I'm going to make it a little bit more like a drop, like this. If you have 6 larger ones, you can just make it into an exact loop. Now remember, you don't want it to be too tight, because we are going to be wrapping things around and tucking things in. And then that's exactly what we're going to be doing next. There's no exact rhyme or reason. If you want it to look very regimented, then you can, make it very exact. And then I didn't quite leave myself enough room on this one. I'm just going to bring in another wire and start wrapping it. And I recommend that you wrap in between the beads. That way it gives them something to hold on to. And now I'm not using my pliers for very much of this. This gauge is pretty easy to work with, but if you want to, you absolutely can. Now I've just gone with this kind of crisscrossy design. You're welcome to make it a little bit more like this, where it's just one through each side. This one I'm kind of crossing over it and wrapping all around. And then the big thing is, once you're all finished wrapping and you're ready to finish it off, you don't actually want to cut this tail off quite yet, because we want to wrap it around the base of our loop to just hold that into place. And this is where your pliers are going to be a little bit more handy. You can wrap this as many times as you'd like. I'm just going with the remaining little bit of wire. And then I'm just going to straighten out the way that I had my loop so that it will dangle in the way that I want it to. But there we are. Nice and quick and easy. A lot of flexibility for making it a little bit more natural, organic shaped, a little bit more options for making it a little bit more regimented or regular. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it. It's a great place to start. There's a ton of different wire wrapping techniques that you can go into. This is a fantastic place to start for beginners. You can also make a pair of these and turn them into earrings. You can get a chain and put this on a chain and turn it into a necklace. It's really up to you. It's a very flexible project. Again, this time of year you could turn it into an ornament if you wanted to. There's a lot of options for you and a lot of ways to do it. It's one that you can even do with the family if you already cut the wire for them and you're not too worried about them scratching themselves. So thank you so much for joining us. Remember, don't forget to request your kit for supplies from Suffolk Public Library, and then go ahead and pick it up too. So that'll be ready for you. We'll see you guys in the new year. Thank you so much for making with us.